It's an Adams Farwell, 1906 Adams Farwell, built in Dubuque, Iowa.
Dubuque, Iowa.
Yeah, it's that foreign country.
Yeah.
It's a French place. Yeah. But no, this is the one and only known to exist Adams Farwell. They built Adams Machinery Company in Dubuque, Iowa, built automobiles from 1899 to about 1913. They built 9 different models. They sold a handful from time to time. They finally decided at about 13 that maybe they'd go into something a little more profitable. They went back into selling machinery equipment and such. They were probably right. They're still in business today.
Well, what's the story on the engine here?
Well, this is a 5-cylinder rotary, whereas the crankshaft is fixed to the frame. The engine wheels around on the crankshaft. It creates its own flywheel and fan action that way. So it's an air-cooled engine. It doesn't have any of the other extraneous parts. The downside is, of course, it has a very short exhaust system, about 8 inches per cylinder. So it ports at the bottom. It's a little smoky, but yeah, it's a 1906 car. It happens that way.
Wow, it's an amazing design. So, when do we see the rotary again? Not till the Wankel, or when?
Pretty well. The rotary engine goes through World War I, mostly in aircraft use, yes. Legend has it that the folks from France that built the Larone and the Gnomes came here to look at Mr. Farwell's design. Don't know how much truth there is in that, but it's a nice little legend. Anyway, they go back and create the engines that fly most of the aircraft for World War I, many of the famous fighter planes that we all know. Of course, the entire idea kind of fades away as they decide that it's just really unnecessary. Going into more modern radial engine, stationary makes more sense. Of course, in the United States, we like our big water-cooled motors too. So, Mr. Farwell, he eventually leaves the Adams Manufacturing Corporation. He goes on to other ideas. Held many patents during his lifetime. Was a relatively successful inventor, engineer type, but eventually, fades into history like everyone else. The Adams Company still has on their website that they are the manufacturer of the world-famous Adams Farwell automobile.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, well, that's good for marketing to this day.
Well, unfortunately, there's only one left.
Yeah.
And,
now, was this one of Hera's cars?
Mr. Hera purchased this automobile from Henry Austin Clark in 1964, and it's been part of the Hera collection, now the National Automobile Museum, since then. It was restored in the 60s by Mr. Hera's people, and has been part of our collection, residing in Gallery 1 since then. It's the first time we've had an excuse to have it out in probably 30 years.
First time in 30. Oh, well, it's doing you proud.
No, it's when it wants to. Yes,
Yeah.
It gets a little stubborn sometimes. We like to know who the star is. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.